Hey, I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer. I'm a retired financial advisor. I'm also now the host of the Best of Us Investors YouTube channel. Been doing this for right around a year now. And as a financial advisor, I'm a long-term investor. And my objective is to share my knowledge over the years. I built one of the largest financial planning firms in the United States. And now I want to share my knowledge. My objective is threefold. One, to help you make good investment decisions. Number two is to help you keep more of what you make, and that can be achieved by understanding our tax code and the right vehicles through which to invest, and then how to avoid capital gains and short-term income taxes. We know it's possible. Our president has made it public that he doesn't pay income taxes. And then my third objective is, I think, the most important one, and that is to teach you how to create family wealth. Our current tax code allows you, as a couple, to pass $24 million on to your heirs, income tax free. So you should set that as a goal. That should be one of your purposes in life, to leave something behind, and the current number is 24 million, so that you make a difference while you're on this earth. And it's an achievable goal, and I want to teach you how to do it. So that's my objective. Now, this past weekend, I shared with you that I have 14 stocks in my portfolio, and my objective is to increase my portfolio's value by 75%. I'll do that through two avenues. One is invest in stocks that are going to grow on the average of somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 to 50%. And then the other is through my real estate, to pump another $200,000 into my investment account. So that's my objective for 2021. And I think if you're an investor, you should have an objective. You should have a plan as to how to do that. And you need to know, Sherry shared with me over the weekend a comment. I own certain stocks, and she listed them because of you, Kerry. And I know why I own them. And that's really what I want to share with you, is why I own what I own. Currently, I own Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, BYD, which is a EV stock, Tesla, NIO, also EV stocks. In the biotech field, I own Illumina, Pacific Biosciences, CRISPR, and in 5G, NVIDIA and X-Links. And then real estate, I do some real estate. I own EXP. So what I want to do now, I've done a video on why I own Amazon and why I think I'm going to gain 50% on it. And then I did a video on why I own Apple and why I think I'm going to gain 40% on that. And now I want to talk about Microsoft. Microsoft, to me, is a sleeping giant. I remember in 1998 when Microsoft introduced their Windows 98, and there were lines outside the stores, people anxious to get their new operating system for Windows. I was reminded of that, and my grandson wanted an Xbox, and he got up early on Friday and went and waited in line to get his Xbox. He was not successful. But that's where Microsoft started. And what they did was basically provide us an operating system, and that operating system evolved into a data gathering source for them to gather data and hold it in the cloud and learn more about us, and then use what they've learned about us to market to us. And so cloud computing has evolved into Microsoft's largest and part of their business. Now, when I evaluate the market, I basically look at from 2000 forward because our economy changed dramatically in 2000. And what I mean by that is that prior to 2000, stocks were basically judged based on their earnings and their potential earnings. But things changed in 2000, and I think the biggest change is how our government became involved with our overall economy. Up until 2000, it had taken us 2 years to accumulate a debt of $2 trillion. That's two with a T, $2 trillion. Between 2000 and today, they added $24 trillion to that. That's right, 200 years to get to 20 more years to get to 27. So there has been a tremendous influx of capital into the market, and that capital has to end up somewhere. And it is my belief that most of it has ended up with a few stocks, and one of those stocks is Microsoft. But I think you need to understand Microsoft's progression through 2000 to get a good understanding of what's going to happen next. Now, understand, they had their operating system in 1998, and people lined up to get their product. So in 2000, their stock price was $51 a share. Between 2000 and 2008, it lost 35%. In 2008, it was $33 a share. And why is that? Well, they were not attuned to the market. They were still working on an operating system of Windows, which we're now at Windows 10, and the whole 4G was taking place, and they weren't participating, okay? So then between 2008 and 2018, 10 years, the stock went up 62%. What this is indicative of is that they started recognizing the potential of the cloud, and they were building their cloud business, if you will, over their Microsoft Windows package. Okay, so they were dealing with the consumer cloud. Between 2018 and 2020, their stock grew in price. That's 2 years, by 75%. What Microsoft learned is what they were doing for the consumer, they could do for the commercial area as well. The businesses, they could provide them software, much as they provided me with Windows and Excel and PowerPoint. They could provide businesses with software and then gather that information, put it into their server bank, their cloud, and provide these people services they needed to run their businesses better. And so that's why they were able to gain a 75% growth in 2 years. Now, they followed that up in 2020. Their stock price was $156, and today it's at $216. So there was a 38% growth in this past year. Why did that happen? Okay, looking at their third quarter numbers, their overall revenues were up 12% for the quarter to quarter, up $37 billion. That's what that was their total, and that was an increase of 12% for the quarter. Now, their business, then their net income, though, their revenues grew 12, their net income grew 30. That's quite disproportionate. And it is for the same reason why Amazon's revenues grew, because the cloud is extremely profitable, extremely profitable. Their cloud intellectual or artificial intelligence, and that is their consumer element, grew 20%. Their commercial element grew 31%. So why am I so excited about Microsoft? Because 5G is going to push more data into the cloud, and it's going to be tainted towards the commercial end of it. Microsoft deal provides businesses with the software for their businesses to run more efficiently. That is going to be an extremely growing area with 5G. And why do I say that? Well, one of the first articles I ever read about what 5G was going to have something to do with, and this was probably 4 years ago, was an elevator company that had something like, I want to say 100,000 elevators around the world. And they had put some chips in their elevators, so with artificial intelligence that could notify them in advance of when that elevator was going to fail. They were an Arizona company, if I remember right, and they had elevators all over the world. And they sat there and they could say, elevator in Dubai in building number 792, elevator number 15 is going to fail within 5 days. And they knew that because they had tracked all their other elevators, and when certain things progressed and happened, failure was on the horizon. So they could dispatch a serviceman to that elevator, correct the problem before the elevator failed. Well, if you own a 200-story building and you have a bank of 15 elevators, the worst thing that can happen to you tomorrow is one of your elevators fails. Because now when people come to work at 8 o'clock, they can't get to the 167th floor. So this company basically, because of this artificial intelligence, because of this ability through 5G to identify problems in elevators before they ever happen, took over the elevator business, became the dominant force. So what I'm saying is, with 5G, this isn't only going to happen in elevators, it's going to happen in your furnace and in your air conditioner and in your refrigerator, and it's going to happen everywhere through manufacturing. And this is where Microsoft shines. So I look at Microsoft currently at $212 a share and say, conservatively, I am confident that it will reach $275 a share by this time next year as a result of 5G. Now, the other thing that is coming into play here is the other element of cloud computing that is going to change dramatically is as a result of the coronavirus. My knowledge, my window into the future that says the number one words that will be spoken when people sit in board meetings and meetings of the great minds of the world in 2021, the number one word spoken is, this can never happen again. And that is the coronavirus or any other kind of virus, that we have to find ways through technology, which is the cloud, to identify viruses or illnesses before they spread. So if they happen, if there is a virus in Paducah, Kentucky on Main Street or on Pine Street, we know it before it leaves Pine Street. And how is that going to be done? Through technology. I've talked till I'm blue in the face about my smart bathroom, my smart toilet, my smart scale, my smart mirror, my smart toothbrush. We are going to know when there is a virus on Pine Street in Paducah, Kentucky, before it leaves Pine Street and goes to Maple. We'll know it. We have to. So that's in the future. That will be achieved through cloud computing, through artificial intelligence, through machine learning. That's the business that Microsoft is in. So I am confident when I say it will grow in my portfolio by 30% in 2021. Okay? That's what I do. I look through, I have a window. I open the curtains and I say, what's going to happen tomorrow? What's the most important thing that's going to happen in my life tomorrow? And number one is this can never happen again. Number two is genome therapy, genome sequencing, so that we eliminate the diseases that have been killing us in the past, so that we identify how our genome has gotten out of whack and how my family, as a result of that, has a propensity to get cancer. And my great-grandchildren who will be born in the next 5 to 10 years will have their genome sequenced so that we can identify the reason and the diseases that are going to kill them. This all, again, happens in the cloud. It's all a matter of comparing my genome to your genome, to Jose's genome, to Igor's genome, and saying, this is what we have to do, and that's CRISPR, to make it right. And that's the business Microsoft is in. So I'm confident. You should be confident. You need to own Microsoft. Okay, that's what I do. That's Best of Us Investors. What I want from you is your knowledge, your experience. I'm sharing my knowledge and my experience of 76 years. I need yours. And I want you to become a part of Best of Us Investors. Go to this website, bestofusinvestors.com. Sign up there. And then join our Discord. Our Discord is where we as a tribe get together and share our information. What I want to achieve with Best of Us Investors is to have the best minds of investing coming together and sharing information. You have this available through possibly your mutual fund company, an ETF, and you pay for it. And they pay people to do research. Well, what we are going to do as Best of Us Investors is, as a group, gain access to that research and our own research and share it. That's right. We're going to duplicate what Fidelity, what Edward Jones, what Ameriprise, what everybody who's anybody who wants to sell you information on investing, we're going to duplicate it within Best of Us Investors. And it's not going to cost you $2,000 a month. It isn't going to. All we're doing is taking advantage of what the world has given us, and that is the internet, and that is the cloud. And we're using it to our advantage. So if you want to be a part of that, bestofusinvestors.com. Join us and find your place here. It just makes so much sense to me. Okay, again, Kerry Grinkmeyer, if you want to be a part of this, like this video, subscribe to the channel. So I try to put out a video once a day and share with you what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, and where our tribe is going. Okay, thanks a lot. Talk to you again tomorrow morning.